So take a look at this scene from Pirates of the Caribbean. Well, this is exactly what happened with Apple and the AI they just released called Apple Intelligence. The war for AI has gone crazy. Nvidia has become the world's most valuable company. Tech giants are fighting each other on who has the biggest, meanest, and smartest AI model, and a flood of new gadgets has come. And while all of this craziness was happening, Apple was like... Because you see, while all the others were busy fighting over this messy AI war, Apple just managed to do something genius. They managed to steal AI from everyone else. And they did it by doing the most counterintuitive thing possible, which is to not actually build an AI. What Apple announced is called AI, yes, but it stands for Apple Intelligence. And that's because they really like to give names to things. HD screen? Nah, that's a retina display. 120 Hz refresh rate? Nope, that's ProMotion. VR? Nope. That's spatial computing. But this time is not just a marketing gimmick. It's something far more interesting than that. Because for the last few years, the war for AI has been about one thing and one thing only. Who has it bigger? The large language model, I mean. Who has the AI model with the most parameters? I have 10 billion, I have 100 billion. I can search the web, I can process a bigger context. This is how the AI war has been going so far. So surely Apple, one of the largest tech companies in the world, that waited patiently for 2 years, never mentioning AI even once in their product announcements, and that now released something called Apple Intelligence, will present the biggest and smartest large language model of them all, right? Well, absolutely not. Because this is what Apple Intelligence actually is. It's genmoji, custom emojis you can generate with AI. An image generator built into iOS that's way less powerful than basically every other one out there. An AI summary of your most important notifications. Writing tools to summarize, proofread, and change the tone of text. And an update to Siri that can now understand your voice without you talking like an idiot. That can take actions on your phone and it connects to ChatGPT for complex answers. Wait, is this it? After 2 years of silence, when they finally revealed their AI, it's not even an AI model. It's not the smartest. In fact, they had to make a deal with OpenAI to integrate ChatGPT into it. This seems completely dumb. But actually, now Apple went from nothing to being in the best spot to win the war for AI. They did something genius. They stole AI away from everyone else. Because if you look closer, the war for the smartest AI has actually been quite a shit show for everyone involved.
How many R's in the word strawberry?
There are 2 R's in the word strawberry.
Oh yeah? Spell it.
Sure, strawberry is spelled S-T-R-A-W-B-E-R-R-Y.
Okay.
ChatGPT hallucinates and still makes blatant mistakes to this day. And I'm not even counting trying to steal Scarlett Johansson's voice. Google's first AI Bard was incredibly underwhelming when it launched. Its successor Gemini caused controversy for producing historically inaccurate images. And now that AI has been added to Google search, it's suggesting you to put glue on pizza. Creating a model that is able to solve for every problem in the world, every prompt, and give you information about any fact is a messy and extremely hard challenge that will go wrong sooner or later. So Apple was like, wait a minute, we're gonna leave this for them to figure out and get wrecked. And instead, we're gonna solve the other gigantic problem of AI that no one has been able to crack yet, which is access. This is a chart of the percentage of organ donors in different European countries. Try to guess what's the difference between the first and the second group. Well, the only difference is the default choice. In Austria, for example, the default choice is to donate your organs when you die. And you can opt out of donating. While in Denmark, you need to opt in to donate. This psychological principle is called default bias. And this is exactly what Apple is using to steal AI from everyone. Because today, if you want to talk to, say, ChatGPT, you need to download it and install it and create an account and log in and open the app every time. But now with Apple Intelligence, you can ask your question directly to Siri, and Siri will decide to bring that question to a third-party AI model like ChatGPT. And this seemingly small thing is actually huge, because Siri will now become the default way of accessing AI on iPhones. Sure, you can still download the ChatGPT app, but most people will just end up using Siri because, well, it's the default. My mom doesn't use AI today, but if it comes built by default into her phone, well, she'll end up using it. This move is gonna bring AI and large language models to millions of people. Those that would never go and seek them out, but they will just find them on their phone ready to be used. And what this does is not only it gives Apple control of the access to AI thanks to the default bias, but it also makes the AI model almost irrelevant. Let me ask you, which factory made the t-shirt that you're wearing? You probably don't know. All you know is that you bought it from Uniqlo or Zara. And even if Uniqlo or Zara may even share the same factory that produced the actual t-shirt, your perception is that this is a Uniqlo t-shirt. The factory, which in reality is the most important thing because it actually made the garment, is now completely irrelevant. And this is exactly what Apple has done. For the vast majority of people, it won't matter whether Siri accesses ChatGPT or Claude or Meta AI. They will just stick to the default. Now, to start, Siri will only support the integration with ChatGPT, but they announced that they will open support for other models in the future. But I'm willing to bet most people just wouldn't care, because Apple just made AI a commodity. And another problem that most people have is that they stick to the default option even when it comes to productivity apps. And this is where Akiflow, the sponsor of this video, comes in. You start to have personal to-dos and work to-dos and multiple calendars and notes and emails to follow up on. The default tools are no use. Well, Akiflow is a solution to keep your life organized in one place. I'm in Kuala Lumpur now, and I need to have meetings with teammates on different time zones, respond to emails, and possibly even find time to go sightseeing. So I can take any task from my to-do apps or an email, and I can directly put it on my calendar. And just like that, my day is planned. Akiflow is truly the final boss of all productivity apps, because you don't have to choose between one app or the other. Akiflow truly integrates with everything. You can try Akiflow today with the link in the description. And if you want to learn more, you can even book a one-on-one call with the Akiflow team. Again, link in the description. And now back to the video, because there's another piece to this puzzle. And it's something that many have tried to solve, but no one has been able to crack yet. The Rabbit R1 tried, the Humane AI pin tried, even Microsoft recently tried. And yeah. And what all of these try to do is making AI personal. Now, I have to admit, I lied to you earlier. Apple did build their own large language model into Siri, and they're using it to manage this personal AI. So here's how it works. You ask something to Siri, which now has this new visual language, and the model will decide whether this is something about your personal data, and in this case, it will handle it, or if it's a complex request, it's going to involve ChatGPT. But in order to work, Apple's personal AI needs access to the most intimate and personal data. Your messages, your email, your news, photos. And it also needs a way to take actions on these. Send a message, make a call, write an email, book an Uber. But all these things are safely locked away inside apps, and regular AI just cannot access all this stuff. And Apple's solution to this is probably the thing that flies most under the radar in their swanky presentation. But it's also probably the most important one. Because if you go on Apple's website for Apple Intelligence, you won't find it up here. You have to go then here, and then here, and then here. And this is the key. Something called app intents. Little access points that the developer of an app can add for the AI to plug into. If you use, say, Notion for work, Notion could add an app intent to let Apple's AI read your Notion pages, and another app intent to let the AI create, for example, a new Notion page. Now, this is not something new. The Shortcuts app on the iPhone has been using app intents for 2 years now. But now, app intents are going to be the foundation to make AI actually useful. Of course, Apple already added app intents to their own apps. So if you use Apple Calendar, Apple Mail, iMessage, then Apple AI already has access to all your emails, all your messages, and all your events. And now, if you're an app developer, even of a very large app, hundreds of millions of people are going to start using Siri to talk with AI. So you're going to be pressured to make your app work with the system. Create these little plugs that allow Apple's AI to connect to your app. Allow it to take data, run actions, and effectively be a personal assistant. But the smartest ones among you will probably have figured out that this is another piece of the puzzle to steal AI from everyone else. Because now, not only most people will interact with AI through Siri, which is something that Apple controls, but the only way they'll be able to ask about their personal information, like email or messages or taking actions, will be through app intents, which, you guessed it, it's something that Apple also controls. Apple has effectively stolen AI from everyone else. Or better, they stole access to users and to the apps. But there's one thing at this point that stands in the way of their plan, and that's developers.
Developers.
In the last years, Apple has taken advantage of app developers with absurd App Store fees. This even prompted an investigation by the US Department of Justice. Some huge app developers like Netflix have boycotted Apple by, for example, not building any apps for the Vision Pro. So it remains to be seen whether developers will actually end up adopting Apple's app intent system. But this is not the only thing that's gonna change how you use your phone in the future, because more and more people are starting to hate their smartphone, ditching it, going detox or minimalistic. And so what will happen in a world where smartphones become uncool? Well, you can learn all about it in this video right here.